Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are back with a come book shopping with me video. Woo! I haven't done one of these in what feels like forever because the last time I did one, I did that big spending of like 80 plus quid and I brought so many books. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up above and down below for you guys. But I took a little bit of a break because I've been gifted quite a few books recently and I've just been buying books here and there, so I haven't kind of gone online book shopping since the bookstores have reopened in England. So I thought today was finally time to buy some new books. My Amazon wishlist has got bigger, my interested in list on Goodreads has got bigger, so it's about time I brought some new books. Are you with me? I think so. I just wanted to quickly run through the books I picked up this past weekend. I did go to Waterstones with my boyfriend over the weekend, and when I got home I had been gifted some books as well, so I quickly want to run through those. So a bonus little book haul here. Yay! The first book I picked up was Felix Ever After by Kacen Callendar. I've been wanting to read this book for so long now, but on Amazon it still says it's up for pre-order, but it's in bookstores. I don't kind of get it, but look how pretty the paperback is. Oh, I couldn't resist it, and it was on the buy one get one half price in Waterstones, so I literally had no excuse to pick it up. I cannot wait to read this. This was on my books I wish I got to in 2020 list but didn't get around to, so I'm super excited to finally have a physical copy. This book is about our main character Felix, who is transgender, and even though he's proud of his identity, he is also scared of being marginalized for being black, queer and transgender. And then one day he starts getting transphobic blackmail, and it's about him kind of coming to terms with that and self-discovery. And you know I love a coming of age story and I cannot wait to read this one. I'm so excited. The other book I got in Waterstones, which was part of the buy one get one half price deal, was The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Oseman. I'm so excited. This has been on my radar for a little while now because I love Richard Osman. I love him in House of Games, which is his game show in the UK, and he's so funny and so humorous, and he just sounds like he would write a really good book. However, this is kind of like a murder crime sort of book, so I was a little apprehensive about picking it up originally. However, people have been raving about this book, and definitely is more of a murder mystery from what I can tell than kind of like a crime book, which I'm not a massive crime person whatsoever. I've tried in the past, but I have recently been getting into murder mysteries, and this one sounds so fun. This is about a murder gone wrong in an elderly person's home, and like 4 elderly people try and solve the crime and solve the mystery. And I'm just so excited, and people say that his charisma and his humour comes across in his writing, and he already has a movie deal for this book and he has book 2 coming out. Like, I'm fully invested in Richard Osman and I cannot wait to read his book. So those were the 2 books I got on the buy one get one half price deal in Waterstones this past weekend. And I came home from a beautiful gift from Darian from Darian Reads. I'll link her down below. She is the most loveliest person. Her smile and laughter is infectious, and when you watch her videos you just can't help smiling as well. And she kindly gifted me A Man Called Ove or Ove by Fredick. This is from my Amazon wishlist, and she got it for me for reaching monetization. She didn't have to, but she's precious and I love her so much. And I, if you didn't know, love Fredick, and I'm trying to get through his backlist, so I'm very grateful for having this book now in my collection. And Leandra kindly gifted me a book again for reaching monetization. I cannot love this community more. I'm so grateful to have met so many wonderful people in this community, and you never feel obliged to buy me anything, but it just, my heart just breaks in pure joyness every single time book comes through my letterbox. I cannot like fathom it. I'm so grateful to every single one of you who just subscribe, so when people actually send me books I'm baffled. And Leandra, one of my viewers, sent me This Close to Okay by Leesa Cross Smith, I want to say is how you pronounce their name. And this book basically follows our 2 main characters. They're complete strangers, but they connect over this life-changing event. And I think one of the main characters is on the verge of jumping off a bridge, so trigger warnings I'm assuming for suicide, mental health and kind of like self-harm. And our other main character is the one who pulls over one night on her way home from work and helps him come away from the bridge. And I think it's about those 2 strangers then forming a bond over that kind of life-changing night. I'm so excited to get to this one, so thank you so much Leandra for getting it for me. Those are the 4 books that I got recently and been gifted. I cannot thank you guys enough. I'm sorry again if the lighting is going because it's now raining, and it was sunny when I started filming this like 4 minutes ago, so you know, We love that for me. But without further ado, let's hop into the come book shopping with me portion of today's video. I'm looking to the left for my computer screen as per usual. Can you hear that rain? It's absolutely horrendous outside. I'm sad it's raining. I'm really sad it's raining. But today I thought we'd come bookshop with me with a little bit of a twist, and that is to use my May TBR prompts to pick the books I buy. So not only did they pick the books I'm reading this month, they're also picking the books I buy this month, which I thought is a really cool twist. So quickly to run over the prompts that we have to buy books for. We have to buy a favourite author, which I'm not complaining about. We have to buy a book no one ever talks about. We have to buy a book outside of my comfort zone. We have to buy a middle grade, which I'm not complaining about either because I am low on my middle grade stock of books on my TBR. And we have to buy a 5-star prediction. So those are the books that we're going to be purchasing today. Let's have a look and see what takes my fancy to correspond with these prompts. So we're on Waterstones. Richard Osman's book is there. It has just come out on paperback, so no wonder it is on the homepage of Waterstones. I couldn't think of the word then. What do I want? You know what? I'm going to go to my Goodreads interested in list straight off the bat because I have been adding a lot of books to my Goodreads interested in list so far. Ooh. I think I know which book I'm going to buy for middle grade. And that is A Front Desk by, let me just let it load, by Kelly Yang. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. This is about Mia, whose family runs a motel and she helps kind of run the front desk. It is a middle grade and I think it's gonna be so much fun to read. Look at that cover, it just looks so fun. So I'm definitely gonna read this. Gavin's read it and said how good it is. I think he's reading the sequel this month. So yeah, I am going to purchase this one. It is on my Amazon wish list, but I'm gonna check if it's on Waterstones first. I try not to give too much money to Amazon, but sometimes you can't help it. But we're going to see if it's on Waterstones first. Front Desk by... It is! Okay, I'm going to buy it. I'm so excited. Okay, add this to my basket. If you can hear the rain, I'm really sorry, but I hope it gives you some like ambient vibes. Front Desk by Kelly Yang is going to be for our middle grade prompt. So that's exciting. What do we want to buy for another prompt? Ooh, what have we got again? Out of my comfort zone. No one talks about it. 5-star prediction. Ooh, okay. It's tough, it's tough. I've added so many books recently to my interested in list. It's pretty crazy. I've added about 30, I want to say. So there's a lot of books on here. But I don't know what would be a 5-star prediction, because obviously 5-star predictions are books that you kind of already own and you buy because you think you're going to like them. And I know obviously I'm buying books because I think I'm going to like them. But it's hard to buy a book based off a 5-star prediction rather than picking a book that you already own that you think is going to be a 5-star prediction. I am going to go to my Amazon just to see what's on my wish list. So bear with me. I literally cannot believe... Okay, I know which book I'm going to get. Okay, for my 5-star prediction, I am going to pick up Adults by Emma Jane Unworth, because this book literally sounds so up my alley, like my perfect book. So if this doesn't get a 5 stars, I'll be very, very shocked. However, if you didn't know, I have started reading Writers and Lovers by Lily King, which I did in my TBR game pick as my 5-star prediction read, and I have DNF'd it. So 5-star predictions don't always work out the way you want them to, but I do think Adults is going to be a very high star rating for me. Just fingers crossed it will be a 5 stars. But I've been really, really wanting to read it recently. A lot of people have been picking it up and I just want to be one of those people. So I'm going to add that to my basket. Hopefully not from Amazon. So let's see if Waterstones have it. Adults by Emma. Yes. Waterstones is doing me good. Add it to my basket. Oh, it's on sale. Perfect. Add it to my basket. So we have Adults by Emma Jane Unworth for 5-star prediction. This is going really well, actually. I'm pretty proud of myself. The only one I'm iffy about is Out of My Comfort Zone, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. What I'm going to do for favourite author, because I've been wanting to own this book for a while. I have already read it, but every time I come to buying books, I just don't put it as a priority because I have already read it. But it is one of my favourite authors. It's one of my favourite books from that author, and I don't own a physical copy of it yet, and I kind of want to. So I'm going to pick up a copy. So for favourite author, I'm going to be picking up The Ones We Fell in Love With by Paige Toon. Hopefully Waterstones has it. Paige Toon. I got really scared that I wasn't recording them, but I'm pretty sure I am. Here we go. Found it. The Ones We Fell in Love With, or The One We Fell in Love With. I'm going to add that to my basket for favourite author. I'm so excited. This is going so well. Just out of comfort zone. What am I going to pick for out of comfort zone? I have no idea. Ooh. Okay, there's one option. Out of my comfort zone, Caroline from Caroline Johnson. Just read Finley Donovan is Killing It, which sounded so good. It's not my typical genre because it is kind of like a murder mystery, and I do enjoy that genre, and I have been kind of dipping my toe into more of that genre this year, but I just still don't like classify it as one of my favourite genres, and therefore I do still count it as out of my comfort zone. For me, my favourite genres are romance and contemporary, and that's kind of it, and then everything else I read is outside my comfort zone. I know that's so like narrow, but I am trying to broaden my horizon. It's just I feel like a contemporary can fit a lot of books. It doesn't have to be like a romance chick lit to fit into the contemporary genre, if you know what I mean. So any book outside of contemporary is out of my comfort zone for me. So that is definitely an option. I can remove that one from my wish list now because I'm gonna buy it. Ooh, okay, another option is, I have two actually. Working Hard or Hardly Working by Grace Beverley is a non-fiction book about productivity, and I do love reading non-fiction books, but I tend to kind of gravitate towards the memoirs about people's lives, and just so I can get like an inkling into different cultures and different kind of ways of life that I am not used to. So that's what I tend to read in non-fiction, but this is kind of more like a proper non-fiction book, in air quotes, about productivity and like tips and tricks and stuff. So that could classify as outside my comfort zone, in my personal opinion. But also graphic novels is kind of outside my comfort zone, maybe pushing it a little bit, but Laura Jean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. I've heard so many amazing things about that book, and that is a graphic novel. So there's two potentials for outside my comfort zone. Ooh, okay. There's another two. I've got a lot on my wish list that are outside my comfort zone for some reason. The other two is The Flight by Julie Clark, which is a kind of thriller, I think, about an aeroplane flight, I think. Let's have a quick look. The Flight. Claire Cook has a perfect life, but behind closed doors nothing is quite as it seems. The perfect husband has a temper that burns as bright as his promising political career, and he's not above using his staff to track Claire's every move. But what he doesn't know is that Claire has worked for months on a plan to vanish. A chance meeting at an airport bar brings her together with the woman whose circumstances seem equally dire. Together they make a last-minute decision to switch tickets. Claire takes Eva's flight to Oakland, and Eva is travelling to Puerto Rico as Claire. But when the flight to Puerto Rico goes down, Claire realises it's no longer a head start but a new life, cut off, out of options, and with news of her death about to explode in the media, Claire will assume Eva's identity, and along with it the secrets Eva fought so hard to keep hidden. That sounds really good. If you're like a thriller kind of murder mystery sort of book, that sounds really intriguing. That sounds really good. That's a possible contender. And Last Night at the Telegraph by Melinda Lowe also sounds really, really good. I haven't heard too many people talk about it. It did sound intriguing when I did hear about it. Let's see what it's about. It's got a really good rating on Goodreads. Let's see what it's about. 17-year-old Lily Hugh can't remember exactly when the question took root, but the answer was in full bloom the moment she and Kathleen Miller walked under the flashing neon sign of a lesbian bar called the Telegraph Club. America in 1954. I know this is outside my comfort zone as soon as a book says a location and then a date, because it means it's historical fiction, and I'm not a lover of historical fiction. I do read a little bit here and there, but I don't know if I want to buy historical fiction today, so maybe not that book. So maybe we'll go for The Last Flight. I'm going to keep browsing and seeing what else is on my wish list. Ooh, The Vanishing Half. That's not really outside my comfort zone, no, really. Is it, Rachel? Is it? No, it isn't. Outside of my comfort zone is fantasy. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Possible contender. A possible contender. Or we could pick up another non-fiction. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton is a book that I've been really, really wanting to read for a while now. M from A Little Writer M. Can I shout about her enough? I don't think so. It's one of her favourite books and I trust everything that she reads that I will enjoy. And that is one of her favourite books. So possibly that one as well. Ooh, I could get rid of this one now as well. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Okay, it's either going to be... I'm not going to get a non-fiction because I do read a lot of non-fiction memoirs. So, not Dolly Alderton. From Blood and Ash is quite expensive. Let's see how much Blood and Ash is on Waterstones. From Blood and Ash. They don't have it? Ampersand? Waterstones don't have From Blood and Ash. Okay. Maybe not that one then. I guess it's going to be The Flight by Julie Clark if it's on Waterstones. I think in America it's called The Last Flight, but in the UK it's just called The Flight. Flight. Doesn't look like it's on it either. Come on, Waterstones. The Flight. Julie Clark. Julie Clark. Oh, it is on here. Okay. Yay. Okay. So that is the book I'm going to be buying for Out of Comfort Zone. The way this video is actually working is I'm buying books based off prompts. So if these prompts come up again in future TBRs, I already have books sorted for those prompts. Why has no one ever bought books based off prompts before? I think this is going to be the new direction for every come book shopping me video I do because it's actually helped me narrow down my books quite a lot rather than like spending hours just browsing. So we're going to add that to basket. Oh, that one. Oh God, I'm so excited. So the last one we have to do is No One Talks About It. So a book that I've heard no one talk about, which is going to be hard because I only tend to put books on my Amazon wishlist and on my Goodreads interested in list if I've heard about them. So... this one's going to be tricky. This one's going to be tricky. We'll have a look though. We'll have a look. See, I've heard about all of these books before, so it's not like I can put them in. I did put adults in, didn't I? Yeah, okay. 5-star prediction. So I can get this one off my wish list. Okay, No One Talks About... I could be cheeky again. Because the book I used for my May TBR that I read for this prompt, No One Talks About It, is More to the Story by Hena. And I loved it, and I would love a physical copy of it, but is that cheating if I buy another book that I have already read and technically has fit this prompt? And once again, sorry for the lighting, it's now sunny again, so you know, what can we do? What can we do? Is it on Waterstones? That's the question. More to the Story by Hena. Is it? Come on. Oh, it is. That is a possible contender. That, because I would really, really like a physical copy of it. So that is definitely an option. Let's see what else we have. Because there's literally no point me scrolling from Amazon wishlist because I've literally heard of every single book on here. I've added them to my wishlist because I've heard other people talk about them. So let's just quickly look at my interested in list again on Goodreads. Because I've literally heard, that's why I add them to my want to read, because I've literally heard of everyone talk about them. There's literally none. Do I pre-order a book that I would like to read? That is a question. But there's nothing like capturing my attention. And I've literally heard about them all. This is hard. You know what I might do? Because I found it off my own accord. People have started talking about it now, but I did originally hear it off my own back, and that is what's it called again? Working Hard or Hardly Working by Grace Beverly. She is the owner of Tala, which is a sustainable workout brand, and she has a YouTube and she does fitness and all sorts of stuff. So I feel she's very much on my sort of wavelength when it comes to future and life plans and all that sort of stuff. And I did find about it on my own accord because I do follow Grace Beverly herself on social media. So I think if it's on Waterstones, which I think it is because I saw it in store not too long ago, I'm going to get that one for No One Talks About It. Working Hard, Hardly Working. This is where it's not on here. But it's so expensive. I don't think I can part with that much money. This is tough, this is tough. What book am I gonna buy for No One Talks About It? I think I might just have to do... Because literally I've put all these books in my list because I've heard about them before. This is tough, this is tough. I think, okay, I've decided I'm going to buy More to the Story by Hena because I did love that book and I would love a physical copy of it, and I didn't hear about it before reading it, so therefore it would fit the prompt of No One Talks About It. So I'm going to put it in my basket. There we have it, guys. Those are the 5 books I'm going to be picking up in this Come Book Shopping With Me video. So for No One Talks About It, we're going to be picking up More to the Story by Hena Khan, which I feel like a lot more people should be talking about because it is such a cute middle grade. It's basically a book inspired by Little Women by Louise Alcott, but it follows 4 Muslim sisters. Our main character, Jamal, is an aspiring journalist and writer, and when her father gets sent overseas for a job, she wants to make this next newspaper article she writes about in her school paper to make him really, really proud of her. But then her sister gets diagnosed with cancer, so not only is she trying to come to terms with the fact that her father is no longer around, but that her sister is also seriously ill. And I think it's a beautiful story about friendship and sisterhood, and yeah, highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out already. And then for favourite author, we're picking up The Ones We Fell in Love With by Paige Toon. Paige Toon is one of my favourite authors. I have read this book and it is one of my favourite books. It's about 3 twin sisters, or triplets should I say, who fall for the same guy next door. And yes, it sounds really weird, but it's such a good book about transition and growing up, because you follow them from when they're 16 all the way up to like 40-ish. And I just really enjoyed that book, and I would love to reread it soon. So I really would like a physical copy of it. I feel like I talk too quickly some days and I'm just like, and then I step over my words and I trip over my words and I get a bit confused. For Out of My Comfort Zone, we are picking up The Flight by Julia Clark, which sounds so good. I read the synopsis out and I am hooked. For 5-star prediction, we are picking up Adults by Emma Jane Unworth, which everyone has been raving about at the minute, and I just feel like this book is so up my alley. I cannot wait to read it. It's also an audiobook on Scribd, so I know how I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it physically and listen along to the audiobook, one of my preferred ways of reading. It just brings the story to life and I absolutely love it, as long as the narrator is not annoying, that is, should I say that. And then for middle grade, we are picking up Front Desk by Kelly Yan, and this book is about our main character Mia, whose family runs a motel and she helps run the front desk, and I cannot wait to read this one. It literally sounds so pure and so good. So yeah, those are the 5 books I'm going to be picking up. Not what I was expecting to pick up today, but that is the fun thing about buying books off prompts, and I'm going to be doing it for future videos because I think this is so fun to do, and it definitely helps you pick up books that you would not usually pick up, just like how TBR prompts help you pick books that you would not usually read in that certain month. So yeah, that has been today's video. I'm glad the sun decided to join us at last again, but we had a bit of a rain pour down in the middle of that video, but that's absolutely fine. Hopefully it gave you some ambient vibes to watch me with. I don't know. I'm rambling now, so let's just wrap up this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below if you've read any of the books that I have featured in today's video. What were your thoughts? Do you think I'm going to enjoy them? Do you think Adults is a 5-star prediction for me? Let me know. And make sure you subscribe to my channel to see future come book shopping with me videos, TBR games, reading vlogs, book recommendations, and everything your bookish heart could desire. I have it all on this channel. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss any more future content. And without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.